This is Tilly Norwood, and the internet is calling her the first AI actress. And this week, Hollywood is in full panic mode. As a working actor, you might have seen me on Netflix and Hulu, but also as an acting coach and teacher who lives for human connection. My first reaction to Tilly was, okay, here's another gimmick. But then I actually watched her videos, and something really unsettled me because it wasn't about whether or not her videos were great to consume right now. It was about what audiences are willing to consume in the future. That is what makes this moment super dangerous and really important for us to talk about. So, is Tilly Norwood a harmless tech experiment, or is she the very threat to the entire acting craft? Let's break it down. Let's begin with who is behind the creation of Tilly. She was created by a studio called Particle 6, led by a Dutch actor and producer, which is why I'm butchering these names, Eline van der Velden. I'm not going to pronounce any of this right. They had positioned her not as a tool, but as a performer. Van der Velden defends her creation of Tilly by saying this: Tilly Norwood is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art. AI offers another way to imagine and build stories. That language of another way to imagine is quite harmless, right? Until you see how Tilly is marketed. She's pitched as a talent for hire, totally controllable actor, a complete packaged persona. It's the sick mindset of a company trying to control an artist. And yes, let me be fair, Hollywood has used things like digital doubles, motion capture, hologram, and voice licensing for decades. But even those practices at least evolved with human performers. They weren't a direct substitution for the performer. The difference here is intent. Tilly is being marketed as the performer. Now, the reaction to her has been swift and fierce, so let's start off with the unions. SAG-AFTRA, my union, has issued a statement condemning the synthetic performer. Here's their words. Creativity is and should remain human-centered. To be clear, Tilly Norwood is not an actor. It's a character generated by a computer program that was trained on the work of countless professional performers, without permission or compensation. SAG also went on to warn the producers under contract. Synthetic performers cannot be used without notice and bargaining. Ding, 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 that is a contractual red flag. This is the fun one. Let's look at the celebrity reactions. Melissa Barrera posted, "Hope all actors repped by the agent that does this drop their shh. How gross. Read the room." Mara Wilson, "And what about the hundreds of living young women whose faces were composited together to make her? You couldn't hire any of them?" That's what I'm saying, Mara. Natasha Lyonne, who I love, and part of me wants to do her accent, but I just can't, so I'm gonna hold back. She reposted a story and added, "Any talent agency that engages in this should be boycotted by all guilds. Deeply misguided and totally disturbed. Not the way, not the vibe, not the use." And in The Guardian, Emily Blunt, who I worked with on Pain Hustlers, love her, check it out, it's on Netflix, was quoted as saying, another situation where I need to hold back the accent, "Good Lord, we're screwed." That is really, really scary. Agencies, don't do that. Please stop taking away our human connection. Now, these are not random opinions from people. This is a unified, urgent pushback. And it's happening while Tilly is still in her infancy stages, thank goodness. But now we get to the part that makes my skin crawl. The theft argument. SAG-AFTRA and others accuse Tilly's model as being trained by others' performances. They say countless of other actors' work was scraped and taken without their permission. And don't even get me started without compensation. And that's not theory, it is how AI is made, and it's at the heart of their complaint. You're an artist. Think about it. Imagine your performance, your facial nuances, your emotional depth, everything. Your voice, even the emotional beats you pick for the scene, used by someone else's product without any acknowledgement towards you. I mean, we have laws for intellectual properties. Why are all of those allowed to be skirted for this scenario? I liken it to the example of someone walking into your studio, snatching up your recorded takes as a performer, taking them and sampling them into a new production and releasing it to make millions and millions of dollars, and nothing will get back to you. It's like so bizarre, but we have to ask ourselves, who owns the data behind a human performance? And what precedent does this set for the future creators? I mean, it's the million-dollar question here. Can AI actually replace us? And my take is not fully. Well, not ever. It can't replace us. but it can imitate us, and it's getting dangerously good. But there are 3 things AI will never truly replicate. Number 1 is presence. I mean, an AI can never actually feel presence, that energy that is very much for living beings to feel. It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. Number 2, communion. Imagine presence with multiples. That's what communion is. It's that spark when 2 humans connect, that mutual exchange that truly can only be understood by other humans themselves. And possibly the most important, number 3, our flaws. Our little quirks, our slip-ups. The imperfections are what make art vivid. And AI will always optimize itself to just be correct. Human art will always live in tension, in the imperfect. I mean, I saw this in my class the other week when I was working with Michaela. When an actor leans into vulnerability or leans into the opportunity to mess up and make a mistake, it actually just leads us to a surprising choice. That is the excitement. That is something that AI will never replicate. Now, before Tilly, Hollywood had flirted with some synthetic tools. Think using CGI for stunts or de-aging actors, those kinds of things. Those tools, though, still assisted performers. But what makes Tilly different is that she is being used to just completely erase the human performer. That is a leap in intent. If we zoom out, this is part of a larger pattern. It's technology encroaching into human artistry, but never before has the approach been so bold. Let's package the performance itself, and that shift demands conversation now. So what can we do? Like real tactical moves. I don't want this to be about fear. I want this to be about strategy. So here are 5 actionable steps that artists can take and our little audience allies. Move number 1. Do more scene work, communion work, things that help you connect with other human beings. Your muscle for responding, that human reflex, that's all of our strength now. Make sure you're bringing it to the table. Move number 2, document and protect your work. I know this can be close to impossible to track, but try to clock whenever you find things that are you being used by someone else. Your mannerisms, maybe your text and speech, whatever it is. And at the very least, just support the union when they're going forward, trying to expand our protections as performers. Move number 3. Use your collective leveraging. If enough actors refuse to work with synthetic performers, then the studios or agencies will have to listen. I mean, follow the classics that have always worked. Boycotting, public pressure, union solidarity. These tools have real teeth in them. Don't be afraid to bite. Number 4, and I want you to stay with me on this, learn the technology on your terms. I am not a full AI hater. I think that we have to embrace it to some degree. You can master AI for prep work. I mean, I made a video on that. Script breakdowns, translations, just booking out your calendar. But you should never let it claim your creative authority. Use it, don't let it use you. And move number 5, demand transparency as an audience. If you are a creator and you use synthetic performers, you should label it as such. If you're an audience member and something looks fishy, ask, is that a human or not? The creator will be forced to answer. Transparency enforces accountability. So Tilly Norwood is a wake-up call. It's super scary, I get it, but it's also an invitation. Those of us who lean into what makes us more human, connection, presence, vulnerability, can ultimately shine brighter. So what do you think? There's a lot of complex things at stake here. Is Tilly a threat? Or is she someone to push us to actually find our own humanity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to check them out. If you want to go deeper into nurturing your untouchable human voice, something AI cannot come near, go ahead and hit subscribe and the bell. I'll be exploring this more. If you're curious about my acting coachings or classes, you can check out my links below for more information. Love to see you there with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.